Okay, so next topic is the stream sanitation and effluent disposal. Okay, so in this topic we are going to discuss about the self purification of stream. What are the different zones of pollution in stream? Okay, then what is oxygen sac? Then oxygen sac curve. What is reoxygenation? What is deoxygenation? These all point going to discuss in this topic. Also, we are going to discuss about the disposal of wastewater effluent, okay, by the dilution and by the disposal on land. Okay, so the first thing is that the sanitary engineer can design a treatment plant to much of remove pollutants from that wastewater. Okay, but at the end, the ultimate disposal of wastewater effluent will be done by the dilution and the disposal on the land. So the first method of disposal of wastewater effluent, it is the dilution. That is nothing but the dilution. That is the disposal in larger water bodies like lake, river, stream, and ocean, and the disposal on land. Okay. So the most common method adopted for the disposal, it is the dilution. Okay. So whatever effluent, treated effluent of sewage or effluent, treated effluent of wastewater or treated effluent of industrial wastewater, that finally dispose by the dilution. That is nothing but the disposal in larger water bodies like lake, river, ocean, and stream. Okay. So disposal by dilution, it is nothing but the process of where the treated wastewater or effluent from the treatment plant is discharged in the large water bodies like lake, ocean, or water bodies like stream and river. Okay. So the discharge wastewater is due course of time is purified by its own, and that is known as the self purification of natural water. So after some time, after course of time, that automatically effluent that gets deposited and that river or stream gets purified its own, and it is nothing but that process is called as the self purification process of natural water. Okay, or it is also called as self purification of stream. Okay, so the limit of effluent discharge and the degree of treatment of wastewater depend not only upon the quality of raw wastewater, but also it depends upon the self-purification capacity of river and stream, as well as the use of that water body. Okay. So it's that's why the self-purification capacity of river and stream is very important in case of disposal of wastewater or effluent by dilution method. Okay. So disposal of dilution, disposal by method of dilution, it is nothing but the disposal of effluent or wastewater in water bodies like river, ocean, stream, and lake. Okay, so now in the dilution method, some conditions required. So the conditions favoring disposal by dilution in case of without treatment. That means if we want to dispose our effluent or wastewater without treatment. Okay, so if we want to dispose our wastewater or effluent without treatment, then what conditions should be considered? And when we want to dispose our wastewater or effluent after treatment, then what conditions should be favorable for the disposal by dilution method? Okay, so what are the conditions favoring disposal by dilution? Okay, so the first thing is what? Where the wastewater is quite fresh. It means the wastewater is need to be discharged within 2 to 3 hours of its collection. That means when it is fresh, during that time, it is need to discharge that wastewater within 2 to 3 hours after collection. Okay. So the first thing is what? Where the wastewater is quite fresh. Okay. So we are going to study what? The conditions favoring dilution without treatment. When we are going to directly dispose the wastewater, okay, without any treatment. So in that case, we need these conditions. Okay. So first condition is what? Where the wastewater is quite fresh. So we need to discharge that wastewater within 2 to 3 hours of collection. Second, if suspended solid has been removed from that wastewater. Okay, so next one is where the diluting water has high dissolved oxygen content. Okay, so that means the dilution water having high dissolved oxygen content to satisfy the purity of wastewater. Okay. Next, where the receiving water bodies has large in volume as compared to the volume of untreated wastewater. Okay, so large in volume, or the volume of receiving water body is large as compared to the untreated wastewater or receiving volume of the untreated wastewater. Okay, so that is the third. Next, fourth, where the receiving water is not used for the purpose of navigation or water supply immediately to the downstream side. Okay, that means water is not used for the drinking immediately after the point of discharge. Okay, so it is not used for the navigation also, and it is not used for the water supply also. Okay, next, where the wastewater does not contain industrial wastewater which contain the toxic substances. Okay, so that wastewater should not contain the industrial wastewater, and it should not contain the toxic substances. Okay, so if it is industrial wastewater, it is not possible to directly discharge that wastewater within a water bodies. Okay, so we need to treat that wastewater before discharge. Okay, so if the wastewater contain the industrial wastewater and toxic substances, so in that case it is not possible to directly discharge that wastewater without treatment. Okay, and last one is where the flow currents of diluting waters are favorable, causing no deposition and destruction to the aquatic life. Okay, so these are the various favoring conditions for the disposal by the dilution method without treatment. Okay, so what are that? First, where the wastewater is quite fresh, where the suspended solid has been removed from wastewater. Next, the volume of receiving water body is more than the wastewater discharge. Next, the dilution water which high in dissolved oxygen to satisfy the purity of wastewater. Next, where the swift forward currents are available. Next, where the wastewater does not contain toxic substances. Next, water is not used for the drinking immediately after the point of discharge. Okay. So it is not used for the industrial purpose, it is not used for the navigation purpose, and also it is not used for the public water supply. Okay. So these are the conditions favorable for the disposal by the dilution without treatment of that wastewater. Okay. So now come to the next point. What are the conditions favoring for treatment before the disposal of dilution? Okay. That means if you want to dispose your effluent or wastewater by dilution method, you need to treat that wastewater completely before the disposal. Okay. So when the completely treatment of that effluent is required, so these are some conditions. So the first condition is where the wastewater contain industrial waste having toxic substances. Okay, so ज्यावेळी तुमच्या wastewater मध्ये industrial wastewater आहे आणि when it contain toxic substances, so during that it is very important to treat that wastewater before disposal. So the first thing is where the wastewater which contain industrial waste and having toxic substances. So in that case, we need complete treatment of that wastewater before the disposal by dilution. Second, where the industrial wastewater is in warm condition, it may be create fire hazards. Okay, that's why when the industrial wastewater is in warm condition, there are the chances of the fire. So that's why again it needs to treat that wastewater before disposal by dilution. Next, where the receiving water bodies has less volume in comparison to the volume of the untreated wastewater. That is the volume of diluting water is insufficient. Okay. This point we already discussed in this slide. That is what when the volume of receiving body is more than the wastewater discharge. Okay, but when it is opposite, that means when the volume of receiving body is less as compared to the wastewater discharge, then we need the complete treatment of that wastewater or industrial effluent. Okay, so where the receiving water body has less volume in comparison to the volume of untreated wastewater or industrial effluent, or the volume of diluting water is insufficient. Okay, so that's why the complete treatment of industrial effluent and wastewater is important before disposal by dilution. Okay. Next, where the receiving water is used for the drinking purpose. Okay, if the water is used for the drinking purpose, for the navigation purpose, for the water supply purpose, for the agriculture purpose, in that case If you want to dispose your effluent or wastewater into water bodies, it needs to completely treat. Okay, so you have to treat that wastewater effluent completely, and after that you can dispose that wastewater or effluent into the water bodies. Okay, so where the receiving water is used for the drinking, navigation, and water supply and agriculture purpose, we need to treat that wastewater and effluent. Okay, and the last one, again same, when the receiving water body is used for inland navigation. So these are the various conditions essential for the treatment before the disposal by the dilution. Okay. So what are the conditions? The first is where the wastewater contain industrial waste which contain toxic substances. It needs to treat in a treatment plant. Next, where the industrial wastewater is in warm condition, which may create the fire hazards. Okay, so it needs treatment. Next, where the receiving water body has a less volume in comparison to the volume of untreated wastewater. That is, the volume of diluting water is insufficient, it needs treatment. Next, where the receiving water is used for drinking purpose, navigation purpose, water supply, and agriculture purpose, it needs completely treatment. Okay. So these are some conditions essential for the completely treatment of effluent and industrial waste before disposal by the dilution. Before disposal of that wastewater into water bodies like river, stream, lake, and ocean. Okay. So these are the various favorable conditions for the disposal by dilution method. Okay, and the second method, that is the disposal on land, that going to be discussed later. Okay. So the next, that is what are the standards for the dilution of discharge wastewater into rivers. Okay, it means suppose if we want to dispose our effluent and wastewater into water, into river, stream, ocean, then what standard should follow? Okay, so these are the standards for the dilution of discharge of wastewater. Okay, so that is called as a dilution factor. What is by dilution factor? Dilution factor, it is nothing but the quantity of the diluting water or receiving water. Yesterday we discussed about this term. Okay, so what is the dilution factor? Dilution factor, it is nothing but the quantity of diluting water or receiving water to the quantity of wastewater or effluent discharge. Okay. So it is nothing but the ratio of the quantity of or the volume of the receiving water to the volume of the wastewater or effluent discharge. So dilution factor, it is nothing but the ratio of the quantity or the volume of the receiving water or diluting water to the quantity or the volume of wastewater or effluent discharge. That is called as dilution factor. Okay, so now what are the standards of dilution? Okay, so this standard also called as stream standard. Okay, uh, because of why it is very important for the protection of aquatic life, for the protection of surface water. We can't directly discharge our wastewater into the water bodies, and so that these standards are set, and the standards are called as receiving water standard, or also called as stream standard. Okay, so these stream standard are as follows. Okay, so dilution factor, the first one is when the dilution factor above 500. Okay. So when the dilution factor above 500, then what happens? What are the standard of purification required? No treatment required, and the raw wastewater can be discharged directly into the receiving water bodies. So what it indicates? When the dilution factor above 500, that indicates the receiving water bodies has a large volume of water. Okay, it means the receiving water bodies has a large volume of water as compared to the volume of untreated wastewater. Okay, so in that case, no treatment is required. The raw water effluent we can directly discharge into the receiving water. Okay, it may be river, lake, or ocean. Okay, so when the dilution factor is above 500. Okay, so when the dilution factor is above 500, no treatment is required. The raw wastewater can be directly discharged into the receiving water bodies. Okay, what it indicates? It means that receiving water bodies has a large volume as compared to the volume of untreated wastewater. Okay. Next, when the dilution factor between 300 to 500. Okay, so when the dilution factor between 300 to 500, what it indicates? It indicates the primary treatment such as plain sedimentation is essential, and the effluent should not contain the suspended solid more than 150 ppm, 150 mg per liter. Okay, so when the dilution factor between 300 to 500, it needs the primary treatment, that is plain sedimentation, so that we can remove the suspended solid, and the amount of suspended solid, the concentration of suspended solid should not more than 150 ppm, or concentration is less than 150 ppm or 150 mg per liter. Okay. So when the dilution factor between 300 to 500, we require plain sedimentation in which we can remove the suspended solid. Okay. Next, when the dilution factor between 150 to 300. Okay. So when the dilution factor between 150 to 300, we require the completely treatment. Okay. That means treatment such as sedimentation for the removal of suspended solid. We require the screening for the removal of larger floating solid. We require the chemical precipitation for the removal of colloidal and suspended dissolved solid. Okay, and the effluent should not contain the suspended solid more than 60 ppm or 50 mg per liter. Okay, that means the limit for the suspended solid is 50 to 60 mg per liter. Okay, and when the dilution factor 150 to 300, we require the almost all treatment such like screening for removal of floating solid, then sedimentation for removal of suspended solid, then chemical precipitation for removal of suspended and dissolved solid, colloidal solid. Okay, and suspended solid should not be more than 50 to 60 mg per liter. Okay, and at last, when the dilution factor less than 150. Okay, so when the dilution factor less than 150, we required the completely treatment of that wastewater. Okay, so all treatment like a screening, then sedimentation, then coagulation, then flocculation, chemical precipitation, then filtration, then disinfection. Okay, so these all treatment, or if you consider wastewater, so it requires a second treatment like activated sludge process, then trickling filter, then ozonation, then UV radiation. Okay, then other treatment like disinfection, chlorination. Okay, so that means that wastewater should be treated truly, completely, and the solid, the suspended solid should not be more than 30 mg per liter. Okay, and also it contains the BOD. So the 5 days BOD limit, it is up to 20 mg per liter. Okay, so BOD can be removed by the process of activated sludge process and trickling filter. Okay, so we need the complete treatment of that wastewater, and that means it required a screening for removal of floating solid, then suspended solid, plain sedimentation, then chemical precipitation for removal of dissolved solid, and filtration and activated sludge process for removal of organic matter, BOD. Okay, so when the dilution factor is less than 150, we need uh, okay, so standard of purification required what? We need a complete treatment, and the suspended solid should not be more than 30 mg per liter, and the BOD, 5 days BOD should not be more than 20 mg per liter. Okay, so these are the different standard of purification required for the particular dilution factor. Okay, so dilution factor, it is nothing but the volume of receiving water to the volume of wastewater or effluent discharge. And when the dilution factor above 500, no treatment required, and the dilution factor between 300 to 500, we require the primary treatment, plain sedimentation. When the dilution factor between 150 to 300, we require sedimentation, then coagulation, precipitation, and screening. And when it is less than 150, we require the complete treatment, okay, which remove the solid and the BOD. Okay, so we discussed about the conditions favoring disposal by dilution without treatment, then conditions essential for the treatment before disposal by dilution, then standard of dilution for discharge of wastewater into rivers, that is dilution factor, and particular standard of purification required for that particular dilution factor. Next, we are going to discuss about stream and effluent standard and what is by stream sanitation and what is the self purification of natural stream.